Most people think life is a race, that if they just work hard enough, if they just push long enough, they'll eventually cross some magical finish line where everything gets easier, where they can finally rest, finally relax, finally stop grinding. But that's a lie. There is no finish line. The work never ends. The growth never stops. The climb is forever. Growth is infinite. There's no arrival point. The greatest illusion people chase is the belief that one day they'll reach a point where it all becomes easy, where they can stop grinding, stop evolving, stop fighting. They think success is a destination, that once they cross some invisible finish line, they'll finally be complete. But that's a lie. There is no end. There is no point of arrival. The second you think you've made it, you've already started to fall. The second you stop pushing, your edge begins to dull. Growth is not something you achieve once, it's something you chase every single day until your last breath. The best I. And the world never stops because they know that greatness has no ceiling. You can always get better. You can always learn more. You can always go further. The pursuit never ends because the person you are today is not the person you could become tomorrow. There's always another level, another challenge, another evolution waiting to test you. And that's what makes the journey worth it. Because the truth is, it's not about reaching the top, it's about refusing to settle at the bottom of your potential. The hunger to keep growing is what separates the strong from the stagnant. Most people stop growing the moment life gets comfortable. They find some success, make a little progress, and then slow down. They start believing they earned the right to relax. But comfort is the enemy of greatness. The moment you start thinking you've arrived is the moment you start dying inside. Because growth isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about waking up every day knowing there's still work to be done, still weaknesses to destroy, still lessons to learn. The most powerful mindset you can have is this: there is no finish line. There's only the next mile, the next step, the next fight. You're never done building, never done improving, never done chasing your highest potential. Every day you should be hungry to beat yesterday's version of yourself. Not because you're unsatisfied, but because you're not finished. Life is a constant climb. The view gets better, but the mountain never ends. And that's what makes it beautiful. Because the second you stop climbing, gravity pulls you back down. You can't stay still in life. You're either moving forward or falling backward. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens through intention. It's built in the moments when you don't want to move, don't want to work, don't want to fight, and you do it anyway. That's what infinite growth looks like. It's not flashy, it's not loud, it's relentless. It's the daily decision to keep going even when no one's watching, even when the reward isn't visible, even when the world tells you you've already done enough. The truth is there is no enough. There is no peak. There is only the next step. You can't coast to greatness. You can't plateau and expect progress. Every day you stop growing, you lose momentum. Every day you stop pushing, you get softer. But when you live like growth is infinite, when you understand that the process never ends, you stop looking for finish lines. You start looking for opportunities to evolve. You start craving the challenge. You stop fearing to your potential. No final chapter to your story. No final version of you. As long as you're alive, there's more to give, more to learn, more to become. The finish line doesn't exist, and that's the point. Because greatness isn't something you reach. It's something you live every single day, forever. Yesterday's work doesn't earn today's rest. The grind resets every single morning. You can't live off yesterday's effort, yesterday's wins, or yesterday's pain. The work you did before got you here, but it won't get you there. Every day is a new test, a new battle, a new opportunity to prove that you're still hungry. The problem with most people is that they think hard work is something you do occasionally. They put in a few good days, a few strong weeks, and then believe they've earned the right to relax. But success doesn't care about what you did yesterday. It only cares about what you're doing right now. The scoreboard resets every morning. The grind doesn't remember your excuses, your pride, or your previous victories. Every day is earned from scratch. The strongest people in the world understand this. They don't let past accomplishments make them soft. They don't celebrate for too long. They respect the grind enough to start again every single day because they know that greatness isn't permanent. It's rented, and rent is due daily. The moment you stop working, you start losing. The moment you think you've done enough, you've already fallen behind. Life doesn't reward you for what you used to be. It rewards you for what you're becoming. The reason so many people fail after they succeed is simple. They stop doing what made them successful in the first place. They think the climb is over, but the climb never ends. The hustle that built the foundation is the same hustle required to keep it standing. Discipline doesn't expire when you hit a goal. You can't buy long-term success with short-term effort. It doesn't work that way. Every day demands something. G from you: focus, effort, intention, consistency. You can't store those things up and cash them in later. You either show up or you don't. You either push forward or you fall back. Yesterday's grind built yesterday's strength, but today requires a new level. The world keeps moving, competition keeps growing, and your comfort zone keeps calling. That's why you can never rest on what you've done. You can appreciate it, you can learn from it, but you can't live in it. The work must continue. The discipline must continue. The hunger must continue. Because the second you start to believe that your past effort is enough, you stop evolving. You stop getting sharper, stronger, faster, better. You become stale, you become soft, and softness is death to greatness. Every morning you wake up, you start from zero again. New challenges, new temptations, new excuses, waiting to test whether you still have it in you. That's why the greats train their minds to reset every day. They don't carry yesterday's pride or yesterday's pain. They carry purpose. They show up like they've achieved nothing yet. That's how you stay sharp. E, still willing to do. Yesterday's work doesn't earn today's rest. It earns today's responsibility to keep going. You can celebrate later. Right now, there's work to do. Burka. Comfort is the death of progress. It's the silent greatness, the invisible trap that keeps people from ever realizing who they truly are. Comfort feels safe. It feels familiar. It feels earned. But it's the most dangerous place you can live because nothing grows there. Nothing sharpens there. Nothing changes there. The moment you get comfortable, you stop evolving. Comfort whispers lies. It tells you that you've worked hard enough, that you deserve to relax, that you can slow down now. And that's how it kills you, slowly, quietly from the inside out. You don't notice it at first. You take one easy day, then two. You skip one rep, then a few. You start to drift. Your edge dulls, your hunger fades. And before you realize it, you've become a shadow of what you used to be. Soft, safe, and satisfied. Comfort doesn't hit you all at once. It eats at you piece by piece until your fire is gone. The truth is, comfort isn't peace, it's paralysis. It convinces you to stop fighting, to stop pushing, to stop striving for more. But life doesn't stand still. The world keeps moving forward, and if you're not moving with it, you're falling behind. Growth only happens through resistance, and resistance only exists in discomfort. Pain is the price of progress. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not changing. The people who achieve greatness are the ones who deliberately seek discomfort. They put themselves in hard situations on purpose because they know that struggle builds strength. They don't fear the pain, they respect it. They understand that every challenge, every failure, every moment of discomfort is shaping them into something tougher, sharper, more unstoppable. Comfort, on the other hand, breeds weakness. It makes you soft. It keeps you stuck at the same level, repeating the same route. Ines, achieving the same mediocre results. Comfort keeps you average, and average is where dreams go to die. The moment you get too comfortable with who you are, you lose the hunger to become who you could be. The most dangerous mindset you can have is "I've made it." Because the second you start thinking like that, your drive disappears. You stop doing the things that got you there. You stop testing yourself. You stop growing. And when growth dies, so does greatness. Comfort kills potential because it eliminates pressure, and pressure is what forges strength. Think about it. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Muscles are built under tension, and character is developed under stress. Comfort removes all of that. It gives you ease but takes away progress. It gives you safety but steals your purpose. It gives you pleasure but destroys your power. That's why you have to run from comfort like it's poison. You have to chase the hard things, the things that challenge you, scare you, and push you to your limit. Because that's where life actually begins, at the edge of comfort. Every step outside that zone is where growth happens. Every time you do something that makes you uncomfortable, you expand your capacity. You prove to yourself that you can handle more, endure more, achieve more. And the more discomfort you face, the more unstoppable you become. Comfort may feel good now, But discomfort is what builds the kind of confidence that lasts forever. Comfort is short-term pleasure with long-term pain. Discomfort is short-term pain with long-term strength. You have to choose which one you want to live with. If you want progress, you can't afford to be comfortable. You have to live in that tension between who you are and who you want to be. That's where growth happens. That's where evolution begins. Comfort doesn't care about your goals. It only cares about keeping you the same. So kill it before it kills your potential. Don't look for the easy way out. Don't wish for calm. Fort, wish for challenge. Because the ones who chase comfort never grow, but the ones who chase discomfort never stop. Comfort is the death of progress, and discomfort is the birthplace of greatness. It brew. The process is the purpose. Most spend their entire lives chasing an outcome. A trophy, a number, a title, a finish line. They think happiness will come when they arrive, when they achieve, when they finally reach the top. But that's a lie. Because the truth is, there is no top. There is no finish line. The process is the point. The grind, the struggle, the sweat, the failures, the repetition. That's where fulfillment lives. That's where strength, discipline, and purpose are built. People who live for the outcome are never satisfied because the outcome fades. The high of winning disappears fast, and then they're lost, wondering what's next. But the ones who fall in love with the process never lose, because every single day, they're growing. Every single day, they're becoming someone stronger, sharper, and more resilient. That's what life is really about. Not chasing success, but becoming worthy of it. The process is what molds you into the kind of person who can handle the weight of your dreams. You can't skip the grind and expect to stay strong. The hard days, the setbacks, the failures, those are the moments that define you. That's where character is built. That's where greatness is shaped. Everyone wants the result, but no one wants the process that produces it. Everyone wants the glory, but no one wants the grind. They want shortcuts, hacks, and quick fixes. But the process doesn't allow that. The process doesn't bend to comfort. It demands consistency, sacrifice, and patience. It tests your willpower, your discipline, your endurance. It doesn't care how you feel. It only cares if you show up. The process is honest, brutally honest. It exposes the weak, humbles the arrogant, and rewards the relentless. The process doesn't lie. It gives you exactly what you earn, nothing more, nothing less. And that's why it's so powerful. Because when you embrace the process, you learn to respect the work. You stop chasing shortcuts and start chasing progress. You stop trying to get there fast and start trying to get there right. You understand that greatness is not something you achieve once. It's something you practice every day. When you fall in love with the process, failure doesn't break you anymore. It teaches you. Pain doesn't discourage you. It strengthens you. Obstacles don't stop you, they shape you. Because you realize that every struggle is part of the story. Every hardship is part of the growth. You stop asking, when will this be over? And start saying, let's go again. That's what separates those who make it from those who don't. One side hates the process, the other side lives for it. The process is where passion turns into power. It's the daily grind that no one sees. The late nights, the early mornings, the quiet discipline. Knee when motivation is gone. That's the truth of mastery. It's not about talent. It's about repetition. It's about doing the right thing, the hard thing, the necessary thing, again and again, until it becomes who you are. The process is the purpose because the process is life. You don't grow when you arrive, you grow while you're climbing. The top of the mountain isn't what makes you stronger. The climb does, and the climb never ends. That's why those who love the process never run out of fuel. They're not chasing a finish line. They're chasing better. They're not waiting for the moment they can stop. They're embracing the fact that there's always more to do. The process is where meaning lives, where pride is born, where fulfillment is found. So stop rushing to arrive. Stop trying to escape the grind. The process is not in the way. It is the way. The process doesn't just build your success, it builds you. And once you understand that, you'll never look for an end again. Because you'll realize the journey is the reward. Reinvention never stops. The moment you've reached your final form is the moment you start dying inside. The truth is, you are not meant to stay the same. You are meant to evolve. You are not a finished product. You are a work in progress. Every challenge, every failure, every season of your life exists to break down the old version of you and give birth to a stronger, wiser, tougher one. Most people fear change, but change is the only constant that guarantees growth. If you resist it, you stagnate. If you embrace it, you rise. Reinvention isn't about forgetting who you are. It's about remembering who you could be. Every day you wake up, you have two choices: remain who you are or rebuild into who you were meant to become. The greatest tragedy in life isn't failure. It's staying the same when you were built to evolve. Reinvention requires courage because it means letting go of comfort. It means destroying habits that used to serve you, tearing down patterns that once worked, and facing truths you've been avoiding. It's painful to outgrow people, environments, and even parts of yourself, but pain is the price of transformation. You cannot step into the next version of yourself while clinging to the last one. Growth demands sacrifice. Reinvention demands discomfort. You have to be willing to become a beginner again, to fail, to look foolish, to start over when everyone else is satisfied with staying still. That's what separates those who rise from those who rot. The world will tell you that reinvention is risky, that it's safer to stay where you are, but safety is an illusion. The longer you stay still, the more you decay. The longer you hold on to who you were, the harder it becomes to become who you could be. Reinvention never stops because life never stops changing. The goals you had at 20 aren't the same as the ones you'll have at 40. The challenges you faced last year won't be the same ones that test you tomorrow. Every new level of life requires a new version of you. You can't conquer tomorrow's battles with yesterday's weapons. The mindset that got you here won't get you there. That's why the process of reinvention must be constant, not reactive, but intentional. The strongest people in the world are not the ones who resist change. They're the ones who command it. They're not afraid to rebuild from scratch. They're not afraid to burn down the old version of themselves to make room for something better, because they understand that survival depends on adaptation. Reinvention is evolution by choice. It's about staying hungry, staying humble, and staying ready to grow. It's about asking yourself, what's next, even when things are good. It's about never letting success become your comfort zone. The person you were yesterday might not be good enough for tomorrow's challenge. And that's okay, because you can rebuild. Reinvention is your reset button. It's how you stay sharp. In a world that's constantly shifting, it's how you keep your mind fresh, your spirit alive, and your purpose clear. When you stop reinventing, you stop improving. And when you stop improving, you start dying. The process never ends because life never stops testing you. You will face storms that demand a stronger version of you, and the only way to survive them is to evolve. Reinvention is not weakness, it's strength. It's the art of destroying what no longer serves you and replacing it with something greater. It's about choosing progress over pride, purpose over ego, evolution over stagnation. So don't fear change, pursue it. Don't wait for the world to force you to evolve. Choose to evolve before it does. Every version of you was necessary for your journey, but not every version deserves to stay. Reinvention never stops, and neither should you. The goal isn't to find yourself once. It's to keep finding, refining, and redefining yourself for the rest of your life. Because the day stop reinventing is the day you stop growing. And growth is what keeps you alive. The only finish line is death. Until then, you keep going. As long as there's breath in your lungs, the mission isn't over. The grind doesn't stop. The fight doesn't end. Too many people treat life like it's a short sprint, like they can give their all for a while, reach a point of comfort, and then coast. But life isn't a sprint. It's a marathon with no finish line. The moment you think you've earned the right to stop, you start dying inside. The truth is, there's no point where you've made it, no point where the work is done. Every single day is a new battle against comfort, weakness, and complacency. Every day, the world resets and asks you one question: what will you do today? Yesterday doesn't matter. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. All you have is this moment, this opportunity to give everything you have, again and again and again. The only time you're done is when your heart stops beating. Until then, you owe it to yourself to keep showing up, to keep pushing forward, to keep fighting for something greater than comfort. The finish line is an illusion, something weak minds invent so they can justify quitting early. There is no end to discipline. There is no end to mastery. The process never stops because growth never stops. You may achieve goals, but new ones will take their place. You may conquer one challenge, but another one is waiting right behind it. That's life. An endless test, an endless climb, an endless opportunity to prove to yourself that you are still hungry. The best never stop because they understand that stopping means slipping backward. The second you stop working, you lose momentum. The second you stop evolving, you start decaying. Growth is like fire. If you don't feed it, it dies. That's why you have to keep going, keep grinding, keep burning, no matter how tired, sore, or unmotivated you are. The purpose of life isn't to reach a point of rest. It's to keep chasing the next version of yourself. The only real peace comes from progress. You're not supposed to stop when it's hard. You're supposed to stop when you're gone. As long as you're breathing, there's still more work to do. The mission isn't over because there's always more to learn, more to build, more to give. You may have seasons of rest, but rest is recovery, not retirement. The moment you start living like the finish line is death, everything changes. You stop wasting time. You stop making excuses. You stop quitting when things get hard because you know there's no escape, only endurance. You understand that life is supposed to test you. It's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to push you to your limits again and again until you become unbreakable. There's no easy path. Each one day, it's the moment you take your last breath. Until then, you keep pushing. You keep showing up when no one's watching. You keep fighting when no one believes in you. You keep working when no one's clapping, because the ones who never stop are the ones who truly live. The ones who never stop are the ones who die fulfilled. Everyone else spends their lives waiting to arrive, only to realize too late that arrival doesn't exist. So stop waiting for the end. Stop dreaming about the day when the struggle is over. That day doesn't exist, and that's a gift. Because as long as you're alive, you get another chance to improve. You get another shot at greatness. You get another day to fight, to learn, to grow, to evolve. The finish line is death. Until then, you keep moving forward. You keep grinding. You keep proving. Because the mission isn't to reach the end. It's to make every step count before you get there.